Hello and welcome to our Romance Author Digital Marketing Co-op. This is our bonus module on the webcasting case study. Hi, this is Brad, the Digital Dom. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about what we learned from the webcast we did the other day for romance authors that were attending the Passion in Portland author event coming up in September. So we got a handful of best-selling romance authors online, and we did a webcast together. And we learned a lot of things about webcasts and how we can use them in this industry. So let's talk a little bit about it. First of all, we learned that romance authors are people too. I've always lived by this, rule that romance authors are super awesome and cool, and they can do everything and anything that they want. But we did learn that romance authors are people too, and they do require a dress rehearsal before going on air. And I have to apologize to the authors that we had on this webcast, because we did not do a dress rehearsal, and I don't let my professional clients, whenever I do a webcast with a doctor or a lawyer or a physician or dentist or another business professional, I won't let them go on air without a dress rehearsal so that they feel comfortable with the equipment and comfortable with the topic, and that they just are on target with it. And we threw this together really quickly, and we didn't do a dress rehearsal, and our authors kind of paid the price for that. So I owe you a big apology for that, but we did learn that even for the most experienced and talented people, you want to make sure that you have a dress rehearsal as part of your webcast marketing strategy. We also learned that romance authors need to take a little bit more time capturing people's attention when they're talking about their books. When we asked romance authors to talk about their books, they held up the book and showed people their cover like the cover was going to sell the book by itself. Now, we do know that people do judge books by their cover, and that we sell a lot of books based on what our covers look like. That's why we spend a lot of time and money making our covers so sexy. But there's also, especially when we're selling them online, there's the description on the Amazon page, or there's the description of the book on the back of the book cover when we're selling paperbacks, and those help the reader make the decision to buy. So when we're doing this on the digital format in a webcast, the author needs to be prepared to explain a little bit more about the book and make it exciting for the person, other than just holding up this book and saying, "Isn't this a nice cover?" So let's look a little bit more about what we learned by taking two webcasts that we've done recently and comparing them side by side, and see if we learned anything. We're going to take what we call a soft value topic, which is the webinar we did for the authors, which talked about books and entertainment, and we're going to compare it to the numbers we did for a webinar on what we call a hard value topic, how to sell more books, and we're going to compare the numbers side by side and see if we learn anything. So for the soft value topic, romance authors and their books and a romance author event, we invited 65 authors that will be attending the Passion in Portland romance author event to invite their followers on social media to attend this event, which means that if the 65 authors just had an average of 300 active followers on their Facebook pages, on their Twitter accounts, and on their other social media, that we would have had a potential audience of over 20,000. Now, we learned that only about 30% of those 65 authors actually posted a link telling anybody about the event and what was happening. So that cut our potential audience down to 6,000. So we lost, more than half of our audience before we even got started. Then out of the 6,000 people who may have had the opportunity to see the link, 255 of them followed the link to the registration page. From the registration page, only 23 registered to attend the event live. 10 showed up live to watch the event, 7 watched the event on a replay, and only 2 stayed all the way to the end. So let's compare those numbers with a hard value topic, the one we did earlier this month on how to sell more books. We had a list of 193 romance authors that we sent out an invitation to join us on the webinar. 63 of them followed the link to the registration page, and 27 of them registered. 12 of them showed up for the live event, 9 of them watched the replay, and 18 watched all 71 minutes of the webcast. So what did we learn? What does this tell us about webcasts for romance authors? Well, really nothing new. We learned that we have challenges in our industry. The first challenge that we have to face as romance authors or marketers of romance novels is the WIIFM. And no, that's not a radio station. It actually stands for What's in It for Me. This is one of the first things we learn as marketers to focus on, is what's in it for me. That's what the potential customer is asking. So we need to know what our potential readers of our books are looking for, and then we have to answer that question for them. So we did, with our webcast, we did such a poor job of showing them what's in it for me that 90% of them wouldn't even give us their email address. 50% of them didn't even bother to show up after giving us the email address. And 90% of them didn't find enough what's in it for me to stay on all the way to the end. So what did we learn? We need to provide more what's in it for me to our potential readers so that they'll be excited and engaged with us all the way through our webcast. Does this mean that webcasts don't work in our industry? Well, no. Webcasts are quickly replacing infomercials, and they're giving a better return on investment. Webcasts are quickly taking over the digital market as far as a visual sales tool. And romance authors really need this because they need a way to get their message, to get their excitement about their books out to everyone all around the world without spending a ton of money. Now, we're learning that webcasts and podcasts, and what they've called now the new hybrid between a webinar and a podcast, the new hybrid of that is what we're calling a webcast. And these three forms of communication are how a lot of people are receiving information over the internet nowadays. The customers are trained to use these tools to get the information they want. We as authors need to practice making sure that we can use these tools to get there. And why do we need to do that? Because it helps us get our message out. It helps us do it in a very effective and simple way that's also very, very inexpensive. So whenever I'm working with a marketing client, one of the first things I always tell them is marketing rule number one. He who can pay the most to acquire a customer wins. So if there are two doctors in the same town, they both provide the same healthcare services. The one that can spend the most money to acquire a customer is the one that's going to win the customer. So if one doctor can only afford to take out newspaper ads to attract new clients, and the other doctor can afford to take out newspaper ads, radio ads, and TV commercials, that doctor is going to win the lion's share of the new customers, even if they charge more for their services so that they can pay for all their advertising. The problem that we have in the romance author industry is the low retail value of our products. Most of them are under $10, and a lot of them are under $5. I mean, when we're talking about the digital downloads of books, and some of us are even selling books for less than $1. The novellas, I know that we have 5 of them in our product list that we're selling for 99 cents. And let's face it, if I were to spend $1,000 to promote a 99-cent book, you would think I'd have to sell 1,000 books to break even, but that's not true because Amazon or Barnes & Noble or Kobo, they're going to take their chunk out of it. So we're really only making about 33 cents out of that dollar. So we're going to have to sell over 3,500 books just to break even for that $1,000 investment. So we really need a way that we can reach out to a lot of people at an inexpensive price. So we need something that's a low dollar investment that requires very little of our time and gives us ongoing returns. Now, webcasts meet this mark. They meet this benchmark. They are low cost. The software for doing a webcast is free. You can use the Google Hangout platform to do webcasts all you want for free. Google doesn't charge you anything for it. Now, if you want to do a little bit more advanced style and have some other options available, you can use a software like the one that we're using. You pay $300 a year for the software and then $30 a month for the server support. Now, equipment. You can do a webcast using equipment that's found on a standard laptop. Most laptops have a webcam and a microphone built into them. Right now, I'm doing this training webcast right off of my new Surface because they're both built right in. But if you want to upgrade and have a little bit more sophisticated equipment, it's no problem. You can upgrade your microphone or your webcam starting at around $50. I know that the webcam that I use when I'm back at my office at home is around $99, and I think the one that AJ uses for her webcast, I think she's got also a $99 webcam and like a $50 microphone because she speaks so softly that we needed to amplify it a little bit. So we invested a little bit in microphone, but even that is inexpensive equipment, and it pays for itself very quickly as you use it over and over and over again without having to reinvest. Webcasts take very little time. You can learn how to use the tools that are available to do a webcast in 3 to 10 hours, depending on your technical skills and background. And it just takes a little time practicing with them and getting comfortable with them. You need to actually set some time aside to do a dress rehearsal so you can practice going through what you want to say and doing what you want to do and running the tools while you're talking at the same time. It takes a little bit of practice. Then it takes time to broadcast and record the webcast. Then you need to spend a little bit of time doing the search engine optimization on YouTube. Then you probably want to transcribe the audio to make sure that you have a text document to go with your webcast. Then it's going to take a little bit of time to syndicate that all across the social media. Depending on the length of your broadcast and the things that you want to accomplish, this could take and your skill level, this could take anywhere from 2 to 5 hours, which isn't a lot of time for a tool that's going to work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Once you've recorded that webcast, it's working for you. It's out there on YouTube. You can load it up on other video sites as well. And it's out there helping you to build authority. We did a module, number 1 was on building authority, and we talked a lot about that. If you need more information, you can go back to module 1 and refer to why we need to build authority. It works 24/7 selling your books for you because people that are looking for books are typing in the keywords that your webcast is going to show up for. They're going to watch your webcast to make a decision on whether or not to buy your books. It's going to help you build backlinks that help you with search engine optimization for your website or for your YouTube channel or for your Facebook pages or wherever you're driving traffic. You can build backlinks from your webcast. It gives you content to share with bloggers. Those romance bloggers in our blogger network, they're always looking for fresh content to share. They want fresh content from us, the authors, so we need to make sure we have something to share with them. It also helps you build your brand. The more often you do webcasts, the more things you talk about, the greater opportunity the potential readers have to get to know you, get to know your book, get to know your writing style, and it helps you to build your brand. And then again, it's always out there helping you to sell more books. So if webcasts are so awesome, why aren't more people doing them? Well, that's a very good question, and I know that's exactly what you're thinking. So let's talk a little bit about it. Well, first of all, it's work. Webcasts don't just happen. You actually have to do a little bit of work to prepare for them and to distribute them. And most people are too lazy or too busy, and most people it's a combination of both, to make the effort. They don't know about the technology yet, or they don't know how to do them, so it intimidates them and scares them away. They're having trouble coming up with fresh topics. I know AJ and I have struggled with this a little bit. We have a goal to put out a video a week, and we're currently hitting about one every other week because we struggle a little bit to come up with fresh topics. We have 15 books. We have, 15 heroines, 15 heroes, 15 different stories, but it's still difficult to come up with fresh content week after week after week. You need to come up with the interesting ways to keep your viewers engaged. You can't always do the exact same webcast over and over again because people get bored. So you need to come up with new ways to do that, and that does take some effort and some time and some planning. Some people don't have the tools, or they don't have the tech skills, or they don't want to get the tools or develop the tech skills to be able to do a webcast because it's not what they're interested in. They have other things to do. And other people are just, afraid of that commitment that, oh my goodness, if I'm going to put out a webcast once a month or once a week or however often they commit to do it, they just don't want to make that commitment because they want to stay flexible. And some people claim they have a face for radio. You know, I personally don't love being on air. You know, when I do it, I'm usually in my shirt and tie, and I've got my, clean shaven, and I'm really prepared to go out and do it. But when I'm whipping one together, a quick little training video like this one, I don't put my face online because I have a face for radio unless I really work hard. So that's where the Radmar Co-op can come in. The Romance Author Digital Marketing Co-op, where a bunch of superhero, super amazing romance authors have gotten together to work together to build their industry, to market their books together, and to learn the skills and acquire the tools they need to market their books so that they can compete with movies and TV and the laundry and all the other things that our readers have to do rather than read our books. So we've got together this co-op of amazing superhero authors, and we work together to market our books. So how can that help? Well, when Mr. Evil Excuses pops up and puts in his way, well, I don't have the tools, I don't have the time, I don't have the experience to do that, we can work together and just knock those excuses just right out of the way so that there's nothing stopping us from holding those webcasts. See, we're having a little difficulty here right now. It's not advancing. There we go. All right. So what do we have available to us in the Radmar Collective Co-op? Well, I have the know-how and the skills and the tools to make webcasts happen and make them happen smoothly. We can share the load among the authors in the Radmar Co-op so that they can pick the time and topics that they want to talk about or when they're available so that they can have a regular product, regular content without necessarily always having to be the main person carrying off the whole thing by themselves. And by working together, it gives us more talent to carry the load, more exciting personalities to help keep up engagement, to do it all together. So how's Radmar going to address this? Well, I'd like to announce the I Love Romance Novels online live weekly webcast. It's going to consist of a panel of 8 romance authors and 1 host, and each week they will discuss the romance novel industry, news and events, trending topics, books, movie, music, and TV. And then we're also going to have a featured author of the week. They're going to be short, 20 to 30 minute broadcasts, and they'll always be centered around a theme and a characteristic, and we're going to work as a panel so that no one person has to carry all the weight all by themselves. Plus, we're going to have giveaway prizes and books to keep the viewers engaged and to give them a what's in it for me to tune in, besides the pleasure of getting to interact live with some of the best romance authors in the world. So how's it going to work? Well, we're going to have a 7 author panel, and these will come from the Radmar members. So we'll rotate through the Radmar members so they each get a chance to be on the panel, and so they don't have to commit to being on the broadcast every week. They can do it once a month if they're available, once every other month, or for the people that really love it, they can do it every other week if they want. We'll just work out a schedule together so that the Radmar members can be part of the broadcast as often as they want. And then we're going to invite best-selling authors to be our guest featured author. These authors won't necessarily have to be part of the Radmar Co-op, the Romance Author Digital Marketing Co-op, because, well, one, this is a way that we can recruit new authors for a co-op. Hey, come check us out, see what we can do, see the tools that we're using to market our books, and see if you want to be part of it with us. This can be a tool for helping us recruit other best-selling authors. It also gives us an opportunity to borrow their authority. So if we bring on a New York Times best-selling author and they're with the other Radmar panels, some of which will be USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Amazon best-selling authors, it just helps us all borrow each other's authority and raises us up in the eyes of the viewer. It's also going to give us access to their social media and their readers. And that's going to help us build our mailing list of romance readers and buyers that are just, using a lot of books. And of course, what are we providing for them? Well, we're providing for them an opportunity to create digital content that they can use in their digital marketing efforts, and they can borrow authority back from you guys. They have access to your mailing list and so we're working together to lighten the load to pull off these weekly webcasts. So how else will it work? We're going to pick trending topics in popular culture. So we'll kind of have a theme for each meeting, and we're going to try to do it around some trending topic, be it a movie or a book release or an event or something that's going on. And then we're going to try to find ways to, that's going to give us an opportunity to broaden our audience. It's also going to help us to have a larger keyword base. But then we're going to try to find ways to tie them back to our books so that we can talk about our books a little bit while we're talking about the trending topic. And then we're going to use that time to promote events such as book launches, book releases, book signing parties. And this will also give us more content that we can put in our press release topic and more content that we can use on our new website, which is going to be Romance Author News. It'll fit right into the content along with that website. So we'll always have fresh video content on our website every week to help people find us and find our books. And then we're going to have giveaways. We're going to start off by giving away gift cards and ebooks, and then we're going to work our way up. I'd like to see us giving away an e-reader every week, be it a Kindle or a Nook or some tablet, just some kind of fun thing that's connected with our industry that has a little bit, of a value each week. Now to start with, because Romance Co-op, the Radmar Co-op is still a fledgling newborn baby right now. We're going to have the panel members help fund this to start. So if you want to be on the panel, you need to be willing to provide some ebooks or put up $10 towards $5 or $10 towards the e-card as part of the things. And then once we get some more membership, we'll build the cost of these prizes into the membership, and then Radmar will just take it over and we'll start buying, tablets or e-readers or copies of books or videos or whatever we're going to make our prize for the week. We'll just start buying them by the, dozens so we can get some price breaks on them. And then the featured author has to be willing to not only show up, but also offer the readers some of their swag to promote themselves and to help us promote them to other readers, to our readers. And then we're going to make this a weekly contest so that they will have a way to participate in the contest offline by probably going back to the LoveRomanceNovelsOnline.com website to enter there and to do whatever task we're going to have them to do to qualify. I have some ideas for this, some tools, but again, I'm on a book tour right now, so I don't have access to my tools. When I get back home next week, we're going to look at some of the tools and see what we can use to put together a system so that it's a weekly contest, so they have the week to watch the video and enter, and then we'll be able to announce the winners on the next broadcast. And so it'll be a weekly thing, and it'll have lots of fun. It'll also help people who can't watch it live have a desire to watch it later. I know right now you're just so excited that you can't hide it, and you can't wait to participate in this new digital marketing tool that we're offering to Radmar members, the I Love Romance Novels Online live weekly webcast. I know you're excited about it, and I know you're asking yourself, when do we start and how do I sign up? Well, we're going to start September 7th or 8th. I wanted to have them every Monday at 10 a.m., but of course the first Monday that's available to us because of travel happens to be a holiday. So if the authors want to, we can have it on the holiday and just do it there, or we can vote to have it on the Tuesday that week and then have it on the Monday every week after that, except for when there are other holidays or large romance author events. And we're going to do them at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when we'll do the live webcast. We're going to start the live dress rehearsals at 9 a.m. So we'll do the dress rehearsal from like 9:05 to 9:25. Then we'll give the author a chance to take a break, use the restroom, doll up their makeup, be back at 9:55, ready to go on the live broadcast at 10. We'll do the 20-minute broadcast. We'll put all our energy, all of our fun into it, and then we'll call it a day. Now, the trending topic for this first one, We're going to talk about the Northwest wildfires because it ties into a little bit about the PIP, the Passion in Portland author event that's in Portland. It's big news in the Northwest, and it's happening right around where our readers are part of it. We can also talk about firefighters and why they make such great heroes in our books and why we love a hunky, good-looking firefighter in our books. So if you want to be part of it, you'll need to be willing to donate $10 towards the gift card and some of your swags or some of your ebooks to be part of it. But we'll all carry the load together. We'll all make it fair. So if you'd like to be part of this, we need to know who's in. The easiest way to let us know who's in is by going to Facebook, AJ Harmon Author, and just sending her a message saying, yes, I'm in. I want to be part of this first one. And once we get this set up a little bit more and I'm back home with my other tools, I'm going to set up a sign-up sheet on the website. We're going to put a calendar out. We're going to try to keep it out at least 8 weeks in advance if we can't do 12, and get people signed up and starting having you guys recommend ideas for topics and also recommending people that we want to reach out and contact to be featured authors. If there's a best-selling author out there that you've always wanted to meet and you've been, trying to hook up with them, but you can't, let us reach out to them. Let us invite them to be on the program and see if we can, help create and foster some stuff. So we need ideas for featured authors. We need ideas for topics. We just need to work together as a co-op like we're trying to do to make this all work. So if you want to be part of the I Love Romance Novels Online live weekly webcast, whether you want to be on the first episode, the second episode, the third episode, or every other episode from here on out, just let us know and we'll get you worked into the schedule. I'm excited about this. I wanted to add something like this to the Radmar Co-op ever since I conceived the idea, because it's going to give us great digital video content that we can put out featuring the awesome people that are writing the romance novels we love to read and sell, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're in, let us know. If you'd like to be a featured author, please let us know. And if you're not a member of the Romance Author Digital Marketing Co-op yet, please reach out and contact AJ on her website or on her Facebook page. We'll get you more information about it. We'd love to have you be part of our group of romance authors who are working together to build our industry and to sell more books. Hey, thanks so much for tuning into this bonus module, and we will see you again on another Romance Author Digital Marketing Training online. Thank you for your time. We'll see you again soon.